What is up guys, Arolf here, back again with another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Black Widow Taskmaster. This is Build-A-Figure Crimson Dynamo, so let's get into it. So taking a look around the packaging, on the top you get the Black Widow logo, Taskmaster on both sides, same thing on the back. It's kind of like an artist rendering. You can see Taskmaster description and other figures in the wave, so pause if you want to look and read at those. And on the bottom you got the UPC, scan it if you want it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now doing some size comparisons, here is Taskmaster to all the people that he copied in the trailer, as well as a couple of comic book figures and Spider-Ham. So now taking a look at Taskmaster's accessories here. First off, you get a pair of clawing hands. Now we've seen these hands before with the Marvel Legends Eric Killmonger figure. Now these hands do look a little bit big on the figure. You get some nice detailing here and there, but I just wish that they painted the nails or the claws silver. That would have been a nice touch. But nonetheless, they do look a little bit big. Next up, he has a pair of grabbing hands. Now these hands are meant for his weapons, and as you can see, there's some texturing details and sculpting details, which is pretty much the same with the fist here, which look really nice. And he can also hold his weapons like his shield and his sword, which look really nice as well. But I do hate with the shield size here. It's just very small, and you can see you could clip it on or make him hold it as I showed before. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing. And you can see there's some missing sculpting details. Now looking at the sword here, you can see some nice orange details, and this one is movie accurate, so I appreciate that. Pretty basic right there. Lastly, he comes with his bow and arrow, which you could actually attach the arrow onto the bow, which is very nice. It's very easy when posing it with the arrow here. And looking at the arrowhead, it looks like the arrowhead could actually snap off, so be careful with that. Has some nice design to it. Never seen that type of arrowhead. And you can see the little quills here. I don't know what they're called. They're not sculpted whatsoever. Everything's made out of a gunmetal gray or molded out of a gunmetal gray plastic. Just pretty much basic paint detail, but the sculpting detail is great. I love it. And you can see there are some minor paint details like the little oranges here at the ends of the bow. Now when holding the bow itself, I actually prefer it on the right hand, the gun holding hand. It looks more natural as opposed to the left, so you could take a look at that right here. Also, one thing to note with the bow, as you pull the bowstring back, it does tend to stay in that position if you're doing poses like I showed before in the last clip, so just be on the lookout for that if you want to keep this little bowstring straight. And now with all these great accessories, you could store them here. No, actually, no, you cannot store them anywhere. Not a single peg hole in the back for the shield. That's quite disappointing. Not even a sheath for the sword. That's also quite disappointing. You can't really hold his weapons other than his hands. So if you want, you can have all his weapons on all his hands. So that's what that looks like. And it looks kind of silly. So taking a closer look at Taskmaster here, starting off with that beautiful head sculpt. I really do like the head sculpt. One thing that I wish they changed is the paint on the visor. As you can see, it's very reflective under my lights here. I wish they actually painted it kind of a lighter blue to kind of get more of that reflection feel, even though that the paint on the visor itself is very shiny. So it could reflect some light, but if it was blue, it would have been better. That's my preference here. And you can see me fiddling with the scarf here, which you cannot move at all, or the hood piece right here, which is glued onto the figure. I wish they gave us a separate head sculpt without the hood and gave us a hood piece, like a hood piece going down on the back, because the head articulation is atrocious. I'll get into that later on in the articulation part of this video. But just looking at some of the details there, kind of a dark navy blue, kind of purple type plastic mostly throughout this whole figure. You get some blue paint details and some orange details throughout the abdomen and the hood area. And looking at the butterfly joint here, which does not move a lot, you get some texturing details in there as well. You get a lot of texturing details in the torso, the biceps itself. You get some texturing details on the gluteus maximus. Got the details in the thighs here. But other than that, it's just shiny, smooth plastic throughout. You can see a little T on the knee pad there. That's kind of a nice design by Marvel. And you can see that glossy plastic, kind of smooth texturing, which I don't like as much, but we'll see when the movie comes out. And peg holes at the bottom of his feet. For Taskmaster's articulation, the head here is on a ball hinge, so it does rotate and pop off annoyingly like so, which is kind of annoyingly, as I said again and again, but you can rotate it all the way around if you're very, very careful. The head can look up all the way up, which is very nice. I'm just kidding, that's terrible, because the hood piece is sculpted and molded out of this hard plastic, so you don't get range whatsoever. Arms do rotate all the way around, they hinge outward that far. Kind of got a butterfly joint right there, which is kind of useless, but in some cases it could be helpful for you. I don't know. You get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows right here, and you could also break his arm like that. Wrist here all the way around, up and down like so. Same thing with the other hands here, same articulation. Now the torso here can bend down, which is nice, but he kind of has that weird humpback look and back quite a bit, which is also nice. You can see it's painted all the way through right there with the silver. Waist rotation all the way around. This little belt piece is a separate piece, which is nice. Legs can kick forward that far, so I can sit down like so quite comfortably. Back quite a bit, which is also nice. He also has the upper thigh swivel right here. Double jointed knees, which bend quite a bit, which is very nice. Good range right there. I wish they added boot articulation, but they didn't, which is quite annoying because they have a cut right there near the boot area. But looking at the feet here, feet bend down all the way that far, up that much. You also get the ankle pivot, legs move outward that far, and doing the ankle pivot test. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take a while. He is good to go. So yeah, that is it guys. Hope you guys like it. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and hit the bell to be notified when I upload a new video. I got 2 more Marvel Legend figure reviews coming up, so stay tuned for that. Now overall, I do like this figure. This figure is pleasing to look at, but not pleasing to articulate and pose or play with, because even though the sculpting is amazing, the articulation in the head is very, very annoying. So with that hood piece, it's kind of a solid plastic. It's glued on there tightly. If they went for a more softer plastic, they could have made it to have more range in the head, or they would have given us a separate head sculpt or the unhooded version of Taskmaster. That would have been nice, so you can get more articulation in the head. It's just without the head articulation, it's not a fun figure to pose. But other than that, I do like the sculpt. The articulation it's meh, it's okay. It's the basic Marvel Legends articulation, but with that hood piece, it's just very annoying. I wish they gave it a boot rotation, so poses look more natural and you can get more balance in the figure, in my opinion. But other than that, if you can find him, go pick him up. He's not a hard figure to find. Yeah, that is it guys. Hope you guys like it. Arolf Mora. This is signing out. Peace.